Now, viewers, the big story that we're tracking at this point is Punjabi singer star Diljit Dosanjh is facing heavy criticism for casting Pakistani star Hania Aamir in his upcoming Punjabi film Sardaar Ji 3. The announcement comes 2 months after the deadly terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam on the 22nd of April this year and the subsequent Operation Sindoor. Earlier, Hania was also criticized for her anti-India remarks following Operation Sindoor. Many in fact cited that Diljit Dosanjh fans on social media were disappointed. One of the users on X has called Hania Aamir's casting in Sardaar Ji 3 absolutely disgraceful, while concerns and criticisms continue to also escalate ever after the Operation Sindoor did make India's strategic resolve in countering terrorism very firm. Right now, there is heavy criticism for starring the Pakistani actress in this latest film. Uday Pratap Singh, senior news editor with us, is joining me live on the telecast. Good morning, in fact, today. And right now, there is heavy criticism. What are the social media fans right now making this entire controversy about Hania being a part of Sardaar Ji 3 upcoming movie starring Diljit Dosanjh as well?
Well, yes, a storm has erupted, Simran, on social media, of course, ever since the trailer of this film has been released. It, of course, is a much-awaited next-in-line film in the franchise. Sardaar Ji is quite a hit Punjabi franchise which stars Diljit Dosanjh and Neeru Bajwa. However, of course, there was a controversy when Hania Aamir was selected for this movie, and many were wondering whether she would be dropped after the latest, Operation Sindoor, and of course, Hania Aamir's controversial remarks also on India during that entire operation as well. However, that has not happened, and that's why, of course, many fans are very upset with Diljit and the producers of the film for continuing with her casting, saying why is she featuring so prominently in it. They're in fact calling for its boycott and also calling for the actors boycott who are part of the film. But let me also tell you one thing, Simran, that this film will not be releasing in India. That's something that's been confirmed by Diljit Dosanjh as well, where he's posted the trailer of the film and he's written very specifically over there that this film will be released only overseas on the 27th of June. So it will be releasing next month overseas, not in India, because the producers obviously do realize that there will be, of course, a backlash in India. There is a big boycott call, which industry bodies of the film industry have also given, which citizens in India also have given against Pakistani actors and Pakistani actors working in any sort of Indian production, which is why obviously the makers have now decided to take the decision that it will not be released in India. It will only release overseas. Also, it's unlikely that it will be given any OTT platform space as well, since, of course, the IMB ministry had also issued an advisory during Operation Sindoor time that any Pakistani artist's content should not be put on any Indian OTT platform. So that also is looking very unlikely. But, of course, for now, social media users very upset with the popular actor Diljit and also upset with the makers of Sardaar Ji 3 for going ahead with Hania Aamir's casting.
Well, absolutely. In fact, Uday, stay on with us. We are also looking at these reactions coming in. And, at this point of time, the discourse is concerning around the kind of post that Hania Aamir had very vocally on a public platform during the time of the Operation Sindoor had posted. Her very pointed comments are right now under the spotlight of the very criticism. And that is why this is also likely to have a very huge bearing impact in the times when we are speaking of the boycotts and the kind of backlash that it gets due to political opinions as well. Right now, what are you picking up in that regard as to the backlash for the boycott is concerned, that this particular movie, which is going to be, of course, released worldwide, it's going to likely to face?
Well, yes, of course, the old comments of Hania Aamir are being raised on social media. And of course, they're being put out to remind, people, citizens in India, and of course, Punjabi film watchers, what her comments were, so that they don't forget it now. Hania Aamir, Mahira Khan, Mavra Hussain, all these are popular, Pakistani actors in India as well. But they had made very controversial remarks, of course, during Operation Sindoor. They had not just backed the army, but they had actually criticized Indian army and they had criticized India as well. So these are comments, of course, which are unacceptable. And at the end of the day, of course, that is why there is this big boycott call, which is there in the country currently, which is there in industry bodies as well. And obviously, there is a decision that such, projects should not be made henceforth. Let me tell you, though, that Sardaar Ji 3, I think, was shot, though, before Operation Sindoor and before Pahalgam. But however, they've still gone ahead with featuring, Hania Aamir. They've not cut out her scenes, which is what citizens are very upset about in India. And that is, I think, why the makers have decided, not to release the film in India. They know, obviously, looking at this kind of social media reaction, what the fate of the film is going to be in India. There is, of course, a clear, strong sentiment in the country right now against Pakistani artists working in the country. And that is why, obviously, this film will not be released in India. Interestingly, it will be released all over the world, but it will not be released in India, in theaters. And it's unlikely to also, see an OTT release as well. Remember, this is also something similar to what Abir Gulal had faced as well. That's another movie, Simran, which was starring Fawaz Khan along with Vani Kapoor and others. That film was incidentally supposed to release, earlier this year itself. However, its release was postponed indefinitely because of the Operation Sindoor and, of course, the stand that our government had taken vis-a-vis Pakistani citizens and artists. And Abir Gulal also, right now, there's no fate of it. The music also of it, which was released by Saregama and other Indian platforms, had all been pulled out. Those were all withdrawn, those songs and those videos. And now, of course, yet another instance coming of a Pakistani artist working in an Indian project, is seeing the kind of huge social media outrage as you're putting out on our screen.
Absolutely. In fact, Uday does break it down for our viewers and helps us to understand how exactly incidents like these do come in front and, of course, pose major challenges for also the filmmaker, the producers, but at the same time, the complex choice of the star cast does also pose a very big challenge as well. And social media in this time and age of broadcasting does play a very crucial role and on how the movies do actually perform. And Uday, thank you very much for being with us on the telecast. Appreciate your detailed inputs here at this point of time.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.